Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Baba Is You. Sometimes you gotta eat your vegetables. Some people like vegetables, so the saying doesn't necessarily make as much sense, but some people don't. But eating your vegetables means doing something that's healthy and good for you, even though you might not want to do it. And so, Flight Academy 3. I did not want to look at this puzzle, but we finished Flight Academy in episode 4. And we're like episode, I don't know, 6 million at this point, and I have to finish Flight Academy. So I spent some time off camera, ironically eating my vegetables, in order to motivate myself in order to look at this puzzle off camera. I ate a bunch of chocolate. I was like, okay, this will give me the energy to look at this puzzle. And it actually did, because I was looking at this puzzle off camera, and I have found what I believe is the solution. So, the bird, unlike the rocket, is immune to the UFOs. So if we could just send the bird over through the word bird and through the word is and through the word win and get them all up there and bird is win and bring the bird back, it would be great. And the problem is we could face the bird right with bird is right, but we can only do that once and then the bird is right forever. And so in previous versions where there weren't as many UFOs, I then had the bird with a rocket ship just to the right of it as it was facing right, and the rocket was pull, and so the bird would bounce off the rocket ship and move to the left and pull the rocket ship to the left, and so the two of them would move together to the left as the bird was facing right, which was very clever. We can't do that on this puzzle. So what can we do? And the answer is to break our assumptions. And the assumption that one must break is that once you say bird is right down here, you can never break that rule again. Not true, as it turns out. So we will demonstrate that shortly. Okay, bird is move and rocket is pull is going to have to happen a little bit later. So let's do, I suppose, this. Okay, so I don't want rocket is pull yet. Yeah, I do, right? Hold on. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get the rocket out right now. Great. So we have a rocket, we have a bird, we have all of the necessary ingredients. Rocket is pull. Here's what we're going to do with the rocket. Let's put it down there, and then let's say rocket is move for one frame. There we go. Problem solved. Now, if I were to say, let's just demonstrate, bird is right, you would think with the text over here that it would be permanently there, and there's no way I could possibly get this text out. But no, the rocket is our savior, because if I say rocket is move, boom, it pushes bird right out. And that means we can get the bird facing left again. And if the bird can face left and can face right, and we can switch them, then everything's going to be fine. So that was just a matter of demonstrating the essential linchpin to the solution to this puzzle, or at least I believe so. So yeah, now let's just try to do the puzzle. So I want bird to be move, and then I want bird to somewhat eventually be turning around, and then at some point after that, we'll need to have a rocket being move again. So let's just go ahead and have rocket move up here somewhere nearby. Okay. Bird is move. Bird, go push the word bird. And one more step. And then we want the bird to turn around. I just realized I did not set up my is properly, so one moment. Okay, the is should be here. Great. So now we wait, 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 wait. And now, zing! He pushed the bird onto the belt, and the bird is now facing right and is turned around, which is great. So now let's let the bird come back home. Great, bird is back home. We can do things with him. And so now we're going to say, rocket is move. Do 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 do. All right, that's good enough. We got the word bird back, and so now the bird could be facing to the left again. So it's basically rinse and repeat. So once again, let's get a bird here, And I need to make the bird pull so I can set up the bird in this next location. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. Bird is pull. Hey birdie, you're coming with me. And we are going to the is column, row, whatever this is. It's a row. And then I need to say bird is move. Oh, I need to get the rocket ship back there. Oh, can I do that? There's an is in the way now. It didn't occur to me that I could only do this once. Uh-oh. I might have to be clever at the end. I've already worked out a way to be clever at the end. No, it doesn't work this time. We might have some trouble now. Because it seems like bird is going to be right forever. No, we can use the solution that we used in one of the other things. Okay, I think this will still work. Okay, so bird is going to be facing right forever at this point. But that's going to be okay as it turns out, I think. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, bird is move. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Boom. Bird turns right. He comes back home. Now the bird is facing right forever. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. So now I need to say bird is pull so that we can set him up on the final voyage of the bird ship Enterprise. Then I'm going to need to say rocket is pull so I can help him out with a rocket. That's not how you push words together. Rocket is pull. Great. And so now if I were to say, yeah, I think this will just work. I need to say bird is move while rocket is pull. So let's get rocket is pull, and then bird is move. And so the bird's going to try to move to the right. Pull objects are stopped from all directions other than being pulled. So the bird is going to bounce off of the rocket ship, start moving to the left, and then pull the rocket ship. And that just happens on each of these turns. And it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and we form the word win, and the rocket ship has died to the UFO, which means what's going to happen to the bird? He's going to come right back to Baba. I did it! These puzzles have been hanging over my head for so long, but now they are not. I am still not ready to tackle this one that has also a bunch of belts and things. And I am also not ready to tackle the puzzles that we left behind already in Oddities, namely Puzzle 4, the warehouse, Puzzle 9, the haunted spa, and Puzzle 3 dots, the one with swap. And so let's look at a new puzzle and hope that it's something easy and great, because I could really use the encouragement at this point. A lot of rules, a lot of things going on here. Robot on UFO is pipe. I don't see a robot. Oh, there he is, the bottom. On UFO, all right, is pipe, and I see the 4 UFOs. All right, so he'll make some walls, basically. Robot on tile makes bolt. Robot on tile makes bolt. Please tell me what a bolt is. I was going to push the robot onto this, but it doesn't work that easy. Because this is the tile, and I want to see what a bolt is. Oh, bolt, like bolt of lightning. I remember bolt. Okay. Okay, so I remember what that looks like. Bolt is defeat and push and falls upward. So it would go zoom up to the top. Okay, great. UFO is defeat. Yeah, I just found that out by accident when I did one move like that. Pipe is stop, of course. It just looks like walls, naturally. Text is float. Yeah, I see it floating. Water is sink. Rocket is win. If we could get something there. For example, a bolt that falls upward. No, a bolt that falls upwards would just fall onto some text. It wouldn't actually push the text upwards. Belt is shift. Oh, there's a belt. Oh boy. My favorite. Cog robot is push, fear move. Oh, and there's fear. Okay. I have to get over my fear of belts and enjoy my fear of fear. It's the opposite of fear. It's my like of fear. My love of fear. Okay. What are we doing in this puzzle? Cog does not seem to have a reason for being. Bolt would be push and fall upwards. And why is there a rocket ship over there? Doesn't seem like he can do anything, because... Oh, rocket is win. Okay, so okay, Kiki has to get there. Kiki is you. Kiki has to get to the rocket ship after a bunch of stuff, which means we need to sink a bunch of stuff in the water. I have 4 cogs and a robot that I could just push around. That would be 5 items worth of sinking. Text is float, so it's not going to sink. UFOs, I don't have keyword for. So I don't think I'll be able to make them push and sink them, or make them fear anything. Huh. Oh, but the bolt. The bolt could be sunk. So that could be my 6th thing to sink. So I do see 4 cogs, 1 robot, and... Oh, robot on tile makes bolt. He can make as many bolts as he wants. Okay, so let's just try to get the robot on the tile first thing. So what if I just... make the robot fear cogs, which are pushable. Could I get the robot onto the tile that way? Ooh, it's a scary cog. Look out, robot. It's, oh, robot on UFO is pipe. Right, okay. So I want to push the robot farther first. Okay, that's fine. Robot is push. Do. Cog is push. Robot fear cog. Cog go vroom vroom vroom. Robot not fearing cog. Got it. Robot fear cog. There we go. And he's making bolts. So, many bolts. Oh, we'll start stacking up. Alright, let's just witness their behavior for a moment. Ah, that's the problem. I can't just push them around because they're going to keep falling on my head. Right, bolts keep falling on my head. That doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red, because crying's not for me. Okay. I can't make Kiki safe, but what I could do is push a cog yeah, here is my idea now. Oh, he feared that cog. That's probably good, actually. So we made a single bolt. And I am glad for that, because that's kind of exactly what I wanted. I want to see if I can get, like, cog bolt, cog bolt, cog bolt as the pattern that's falling down. Oh, but bolt is fall, so no, it would fall on the cog. But then the cog wouldn't move downward. But maybe the robot could push it. So there is cog. Oh, but now it's cog bolt bolt. Right, because I didn't put another... that might be okay. But all of my cogs are getting stuck in places. So if I do this... Okay, I've got... Oh, but now I'm going to push a cog. No, cog doesn't turn its robot on a UFO that would turn into a thingy. Okay. And I could chase the robot out now. And if I do that, I end up with a bolt over there, which is kind of scary. And I can't push this down. Oh, this is complicated. Let's use some text. I'm just trying to see if I can get cog bolt, cog bolt, cog bolt as kind of a pattern that's going down. It would have been easier. Let's back up a little bit. It would have been easier if I only pushed this bolt here and then stopped. Yeah, because then I can push this bolt down. Then I could push the robot back to the right. Or actually, I could just walk through the robot, right? Yeah, push the bolt over here. And then I could push this down again. And then I could grab another cog. And I have to use some text to do it. But for now, I'm just going to do this. And maybe the robot could like walk back and forth to... I'm not sure exactly what I'm thinking here yet. Okay, then I can put the cog here. But every time I push a cog out of the way, the next bolt is going to fall on my head. Right. Okay, so this strategy didn't work, and now I see that it's not going to work. Okay. I would be able to push a bolt out of the way if a cog was holding the next thing up. But then there's no way to push the cog out of the way because there's a bolt coming. So I need, okay. What I'm picturing now, let's go ahead and reset. So what I'm picturing now is some kind of mechanism that involves robot is move, where the robot walks by, gets scared, makes a bolt, walks by, bounces off of something, walks by something, somehow gets scared again, makes another bolt. And so every so often the robot is making bolts, and then I'll be in there and I will push all the bolts around. And so the question then is, how do I spread some fearsome cogs around the arena such that the robot will do that for me? And the answer is, I think I can almost picture an answer. So if I had a cog here, and I had a cog here, and I had a cog... Robot on UFO is pipe, right. So I would need a cog inside the UFO here, I think. So now imagine the robot's coming this direction. No, then he's going to be deflected downwards. So yeah, what is the robot's path going to be? I want him to walk back and forth, or possibly up and down, through the tile, but only very periodically. So how can I make that happen? First off, I definitely need something next to the tile, because when the robot walks on the tile, I want to scare him back off the tile. So let's suppose he's here, he's on the tile, and he has been scared back off to the north. The next thing I would like him to do is turn another direction. So now he was scared back off this way, and so now he's going to go this way. Great. Then he gets over here, but then he gets scared away again. So I need to actually reroute him over here somewhere, I think. Yeah, we're almost there, actually. Like, this is not quite right, but it's getting pretty close to right. So, the robot was on the tile. He got scared this way. Then he got scared this way. Yeah, and so the problem is just that I have, like, too many corners that I need to turn. Well, he could bounce off of this. And then he'd just bounce off this again. He'd just go back and forth, right? So I need him to, like, turn another corner. So it would be, like, something like this, and then he would go to the right, and then he'd be in a different pattern, and so it wouldn't quite work. Okay, so that was with him. Didn't quite work that way. Okay, so let's try a different start. So let's suppose, once again, we bounce the robot to the north. That time he goes this way. Any point along the way here, I could have a cog up here that turns him south. Any point along the way here, I could have a cog over here that turns him back this way. Any point along the way, I could have a cog over here that turns him back to the north. But how do I get him back on the tile? Yeah, that's the problem. To be back on the tile, he has to approach from the east or from the west. Which seems like it requires one more cog. Let's reset one more time. Let me just stare at this and, like, put my fingers on the screen and think about different placements for the cogs until I figure this out. Okay, I think I actually have a setup that might work. Let's try it out for the first time. So you can see the 4 cogs. The bottom one is kind of like inside the UFO. Robot's gonna fear cog and B move. He just moved upwards, but let's not worry about that. It's just kind of like a one move setup kind of thing. What just happened there? He's facing downward. He fears the cog. And then somehow he moved to the left. Because he was still moving and he moved downward. Okay, so my one-time setup thing didn't quite work. So what if the robot started 1 square south of where he currently is? Because his movement seemed to have kicked in before his fear. He moved north. Then he bounced south. Great. But then he moved south and then got afraid of that. Okay, so he moves before he gets afraid. So he's going to move and then get afraid, and I thought he was going to... I thought he was going to move and then get afraid, but it's again kind of like the starting conditions. Hold on. If he had been facing downward rather than upward at the start, that would help. I can't get him facing downward at the start. However, I could get him facing rightward at the start from here. So let's try this. Okay. He moves to the right, gets scared of the cog below him, and moves up. Oh, but now he moves up again. Right. So each time he's afraid, he's going to be refaced, and he's going to take 1 step forward, and so I need to make a wider square around. Okay, I understand the mechanics. Give me a minute to set it back up again. Okay, I think this makes things a whole lot easier to work with. So, robot moves, 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 moves and gets afraid, moves and gets afraid, moves, 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 moves and gets afraid, moves and gets afraid, moves, 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 and now he's going in a loop and slowly creating bolts. Great. I think that's what we need to win. And it seems like I have a lot of time here, so let's just go check it out. Kablam! 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 Rocket is win! Kablam! This was fun. This was like programming a little mechanism. And there we go. Alright. That was cool. Good job, puzzle. You made me feel good about myself again. Ooh, it's puzzle number 11. We know how I feel about 11. Antique halls. Alrighty. Wallets stop. Pillars push. There are many pillars. Baba is you. Flag is win. Seems pretty straightforward. Water is sink. Text is not push. That'll be scary. Pillar fears text. Baba fears text. Baba fears text. I can't get over at it. But that's okay because I can chase. Or I can push some pillar. No, because the pillars feel the text too. They're so scared. They try to break the text, but they just can't do it. They can't bring themselves to it. Neither can I. Okay. That's fun. Pillars could be sunk in water. And then text could be not push. I'm not sure why that would help me. Flag is win. There is no flag. What? This puzzle is going to require at least one insight and possibly two. Remind me what happens if I push multiple pillars that are scared toward these guys. Just that. Okay, this is interesting because it's kind of almost like a shifting belt in terms of reordering objects. So there's Baba pillar 1, pillar 2. Now there's Baba and pillar 1 in the same spot, pillar 2. Now there's pillar 1 and Baba at pillar 2. Okay, so this allows me to just kind of like move through a series of pushable items because they immediately get pushed back. Okay. And can I do that with any number of items? Yes. Okay. That's an interesting property of fear. So, we've got this text. I also have flag as win, but it's in a corner, and once again, I'm afraid of the text, so I can't get at it. And if text became not push, it could still be moved by virtue of the fact that we might be able to make it afraid of things. However, until text fears something, I don't think there's anything I could do about it. But let's just witness what happens over here. Oh, okay. I got next to text because there's a wall, and so Baba's trying to run away from the text, but he can't quite do it because there's a wall in the way, and as a result, he's close enough to the text to give it a little push. And now text is not push. And that doesn't really change much in terms of the overall problem. So I'm not sure if and how and why we'd want to do that. Okay. So still looking for the initial insight. What useful thing can we do? Probably with the goal of breaking up Baba Fear text. I can do exactly what I just witnessed over there, which is I can create a wall nearby. Maybe? Do I have enough pillars to create a wall nearby? I guess we're about to find out. So if I do this and this and this and this. Not quite. Right, and these are still kind of against the wall, so that wouldn't help me. I should have done it to the right. Yes. So if I start stacking up some pillars over here, then I could get here and at least push this, but that just makes it farther away, which is probably not what I want to do. However, suppose I had a pillar over here as well. Would it just push this pillar? This would be real action at a distance. It did push that pillar, okay. So I pushed the text, which pushed the text, which pushed the Baba, which got close to the pillar, which made the pillar afraid, which made it go to the left as well. All right. So, good news, bad news. We had a minor insight, which allowed us to push some text. Bad news is it didn't help us solve the problem. Yes, it did. It totally did. Because now, Baba has become close enough to this wall. Okay, I think we had our first insight. I am ready to break free from the reins of this problem. You can't stop me, Baba. You tried to scare me away, but I'm up against the pillar wall. Da 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 da. I no longer fear text. Okay, great. Now what? Yes, now what? Text fear Baba is something I can phrase. But I don't think it's going to help me, for example, break up flag is win or anything along those lines, so that I could say Baba is win, for example. Still haven't figured out what I might want to do with that. Pillar is still fearing text. Can I use that to my advantage? It allows Baba to kind of walk through the pillars. And or get pillars on top of the text. What is my goal at this point? I thought this was going to be a 2-insight puzzle. We had the first insight. That's allowed us to break up this text here. And now we need a second insight, which is now that we have the ability to manipulate some rules, what can we do? Like we have already witnessed. Well, I can't even write text fear Baba when Baba is over here. But fear would just be like moving, and so it wouldn't be able to move up into the same space that flag currently is to say both flag is win and Baba is win at the same time, for example. Text is not push. How could that help me? Text is not push. Oh, it could help me because of what I just said. I should listen to my own random commentary, because sometimes it says something very insightful. If text is not push, then I could fear 2 bits of text into one another. I would need text fear Baba. And then what? I think if it's text fear Baba, that might be all I need. Alright, we can always futz with this a little bit more in a bit. But let's just do this. Okay, text is not push. But text is afraid of me. Which means I can do things like this and walk inside. Flag is win. It got the is and the win on top of one another, which aren't great. But that was the thing I was looking for. Can I scare the word Baba into is win somehow here? Not easily. If I do this... Oh, that's good. Oh, except for I push the word is that way. Here we go. So there's kind of space. Yeah, here we go, here we go. Yep. Yep. I didn't want to do that, actually. Let's do this. Oh, I've got the same kind of problem over here. Oh. I should have had text fear Baba at the left at the start. Maybe? No, because it would have ran away from Baba there. I'm close. Actually, at this point I can do this. Yeah, I think I can just push all of these bits around now and do my bidding. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. So if I push win down here... Actually, win needs to go one more down. We'll go back for the is in a little bit. There's part of Baba is win. Yeah, here we go. And there's the rest of Baba is win. Da-da-da-da-da! Congratulations! Puzzle 11 was fun! Hooray! I succeeded in solving some puzzles. Hooray! We still have a new puzzle, which is puzzle 12, but we also have 3 old puzzles in this section and also a couple old puzzles in previous sections. So I should probably, like, I don't want to leave too many old puzzles behind because I need to eat my vegetables. This will be better for me in the end. Like, very hard puzzles may need a second look, a third look, and a fourth look. And in terms of the big picture, this is something I've been meaning to do for a while, and I always forget to do it at the end of the episode. I just want to look at overall. I've solved 67 puzzles. I believe there are somewhere between 100 and 200 puzzles in this pack. And so we're perhaps, 40% done. And the other thing I wanted to check out is if I return to the menu, if I go to start the game, new adventures, 17 hours, 48 minutes is the amount of in-game time I have. And so you can compare that to like playlist time or whatever. And so probably, I'm guessing, for every 20 minutes I spend on camera, I've spent another 10 minutes off camera or something like that. It might not be quite that bad. But yeah, I can also imagine that that's going to change over time. And so I just wanted to kind of like show off some of those statistics to get a sense of where we currently are and where we might be going. But yeah, before the next episode, I will try to eat some more vegetables and solve a couple of the old wreckage of puzzles that we've left behind. I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you again soon for more Baba Is You. For now, bye-bye.